Hey Libra, I just pulled some cards for you and honestly what came through has me sitting here just processing everything because the energy around your situation right now is really something. So let me share what I am seeing because I think you are going to find this really relevant to what you have been experiencing lately. Before we get into the cards, I want you to know that this reading is specifically about someone in your life who seriously underestimated what you are capable of. And right now they are watching your life shift and change in ways that are honestly leaving them completely shocked. The universe has some interesting things to show us about this situation, so let me walk you through what came up. Okay, so the first card that appeared for you is the Emperor, and I have to say this card showing up right at the beginning is already telling me so much about the energy you are stepping into. The Emperor is all about authority, structure, and really owning your power in a way that cannot be ignored. What I am seeing here is that you have been building something solid in your life, whether that is in your career, your personal development, or maybe a project you have been working on behind the scenes. The thing about the Emperor energy is that it does not show up overnight. This is not luck or chance. This is the result of you putting in consistent effort, making strategic decisions, and really learning how to command respect in spaces where maybe you were not always taken seriously. I am getting that there is someone who knew you during a different phase of your life. Maybe they saw you when you were still figuring things out, when you were less confident, or when you were dealing with circumstances that did not really allow you to shine the way you are shining now. And here is what is fascinating about the Emperor card in this context, because this person had a fixed idea of who you were. They put you in a box. They thought they had you figured out. They might have even been dismissive of your ambitions or your dreams because from their perspective you did not have what it takes to pull off what you said you wanted to do. But the Emperor is sitting here telling me that you have completely transformed your approach to life. You are not that same person anymore. You have developed a level of discipline and focus that honestly surprises even you sometimes. I am seeing you making decisions now from a place of real authority over your own life. You are not asking for permission anymore. You are not waiting for validation. You are just moving forward with this quiet confidence that comes from knowing exactly what you are capable of. And this person who underestimated you is now watching this unfold, and they are genuinely shocked because the trajectory of your life has shifted faster than anyone expected, including probably yourself if we are being honest. The Emperor is also showing me that you have learned how to set boundaries in a way you maybe could not before. You are protecting your energy, your time, and your space. You are being strategic about who you let into your inner circle and who you keep at a distance. This level of maturity and self-governance is part of what is making your current success possible. You are not scattering your energy anymore. You are focused. You are intentional. And that focus is translating into real tangible results that other people can see and honestly cannot ignore. Now here is where it gets even more interesting, because the second card that came through is the Knight of Pentacles, and oh my goodness, this card is reinforcing everything I just said but adding this really important layer to it. The Knight of Pentacles is one of the most steady, reliable cards in the entire deck. This is not about flashy overnight success or sudden lucky breaks. This is about consistent, methodical progress. This is about showing up every single day and doing the work even when nobody is watching, even when you do not feel like it, even when the results are not immediate. What I am picking up is that while this person was busy underestimating you and maybe even dismissing your efforts as unrealistic or too ambitious, you were quietly building something real. The Knight of Pentacles energy tells me that you were not out here making a lot of noise about what you were doing. You were not constantly announcing your plans or seeking validation from people who honestly were never going to believe in you anyway. You just kept your head down and focused on the work. You were planting seeds, nurturing them, and trusting the process even when you could not see the full picture yet. And now those seeds are growing into something substantial. The Knight of Pentacles moves slowly, but when this knight arrives at the destination, the results are solid and lasting. I am seeing that whatever you have been building is not going to fall apart or disappear. This is not a flash in the pan moment. This is sustainable success. This is the kind of progress that compounds over time. And the person who underestimated you is now realizing that you were not just talking about your dreams, you were actually putting in the practical work to make them happen. I also want to mention something about the Knight of Pentacles that I think is really relevant here. This card often appears when someone has been very patient and disciplined with their resources, whether that is time, money, or energy. So I am getting that you made some sacrifices along the way. There were probably times when you had to say no to things that looked fun or appealing in the moment because you knew they would distract you from your bigger goals. There were probably times when you felt like progress was too slow or when you questioned whether all this effort was even worth it. But you kept going anyway. And that is exactly why you are where you are now. The third card is Temperance, and honestly, when I pulled this card I had to just sit with it for a moment because it is adding such a beautiful dimension to your reading. Temperance is about balance, harmony, and this really wise approach to life where you are able to blend different elements together in a way that creates something greater than the sum of its parts. What I am seeing here is that part of why your destiny is shifting so dramatically right now is because you have learned how to balance aspects of your life that maybe used to feel like they were in conflict with each other. Let me explain what I mean by that. Maybe you used to feel like you had to choose between being ambitious and being kind. Or between standing up for yourself and maintaining peace in your relationships. Or between pursuing your goals and taking care of your well-being. But Temperance is showing me that you have figured out how to integrate all these different parts of yourself. You are not sacrificing one thing for another anymore. You are finding ways to honor all your needs and values at the same time. And that is actually a huge part of your power right now. This person who underestimated you probably had a very one-dimensional view of who you are. They might have thought you were too nice to be successful or too ambitious to maintain meaningful relationships or too focused on spirituality to be practical about real-world matters. But you are proving that none of these things are mutually exclusive. You can be all of these things at once. You can be strong and gentle. You can be driven and balanced. You can be successful and grounded. Temperance is the card of alchemy, and what you are doing right now is turning everything you have learned, every experience you have had, into wisdom that is propelling you forward. I am also seeing with Temperance that you have developed a really healthy relationship with timing. You understand now that not everything has to happen right this second. You are willing to let things unfold at their natural pace while still taking inspired action when the moment is right. This patience, combined with your ambition from the Emperor and your consistency from the Knight of Pentacles, is creating this perfect storm of circumstances that is allowing your life to shift in really significant ways. And again, the person watching this happen is shocked because they never saw this level of maturity and wisdom in you before. They are realizing that you have grown in ways they did not anticipate and honestly could not predict. Okay, so the fourth card is the Two of Cups, and this is where things get really interesting because the Two of Cups is traditionally a card about partnership and connection in meaningful relationships. Now, in the context of someone being shocked by your success, this could mean a few different things, so let me walk through what I am picking up. First possibility is that you are attracting a really significant partnership into your life right now, whether that is romantic or professional or maybe even a deep friendship. And this connection is coming in because of the person you have become, because of all that work you did with the Emperor and the Knight of Pentacles and Temperance. The Two of Cups represents equal exchange, mutual respect, and relationships where both people bring something valuable to the table. I am seeing that you are no longer willing to settle for one-sided dynamics where you are doing all the work or all the giving. You have raised your standards. You know your worth now. And because of that, you are attracting people who can actually meet you at your level. This is probably really surprising to someone who knew you when you had lower standards or when you were willing to accept less than you deserved. They are seeing you in these high-quality connections and they are realizing, wow, this person has completely changed the way they do relationships. But there is another layer to the Two of Cups that I want to talk about because this card can also represent coming into harmony with yourself. It can be about the integration of different parts of your own psyche. So what I am also picking up is that you have made peace with aspects of yourself that you used to be in conflict with. Maybe you used to judge yourself harshly or feel like certain parts of your personality were flaws that you needed to fix. But now you are accepting yourself more fully. You are working with yourself instead of against yourself. And that internal harmony is radiating outward in a way that is changing how people perceive you and how opportunities flow to you. The person who underestimated you is noticing this shift in your energy. You carry yourself differently now. There is a wholeness to you that was not there before. You are not constantly seeking external validation or trying to prove yourself to people who do not matter. You are just comfortably being yourself and trusting that the right people and opportunities will recognize your value. And they do. That is what is so shocking to this person. They are watching you attract amazing things into your life seemingly effortlessly when in reality it is the result of all that internal work you did. Now the fifth card is Four of Swords, and this card is really adding an important piece to the puzzle that I do not want to skip over. The Four of Swords is about rest, recovery, and strategic retreat. It is about knowing when to pull back and recharge so that you can come back stronger. And what I am getting here is that part of your transformation involved learning how to honor your need for rest and not treating it like laziness or weakness. This might seem counterintuitive in a reading about rapid success, but actually it is one of the most crucial elements. I am seeing that there was probably a period where you had to step back from certain situations or relationships, or even from constantly pushing yourself so hard. Maybe you took time to heal from something. Maybe you set boundaries around your time and energy in a way that other people did not understand. The person who underestimated you might have even interpreted this period as you giving up or losing momentum. They might have thought you were not going to follow through on your goals because you were not constantly grinding and hustling in a visible way. But the Four of Swords is telling me that this rest was strategic. You were not giving up. You were regrouping. You were processing everything you had learned. You were letting your mind and body and spirit catch up with each other. And now you are coming back from that period of rest with such clarity and focus that your progress is actually accelerating. This is what is shocking to the person watching. They thought you were slowing down when actually you were preparing to leap forward. They did not understand that sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is pause and make sure you are moving in the right direction before you expend all your energy. The Four of Swords is also showing me that you have gotten really good at mental discipline. You are not letting every little thing throw you off course anymore. You have learned how to quiet the noise, both external and internal, so that you can focus on what actually matters. You are protecting your mental space the same way the Emperor taught you to protect your boundaries and your time. And this mental clarity is allowing you to make better decisions faster, which is contributing to how quickly your life is changing right now. The final card is Two of Pentacles, and I love that this came up as the closing energy because it is showing me that yes, your life is shifting rapidly, and yes, things are changing faster than anyone expected, but you are handling it all with such grace and flexibility. The Two of Pentacles is about juggling multiple things, adapting to change, and staying balanced even when life gets dynamic and unpredictable. What I am seeing is that as these new opportunities and situations come into your life, you are not getting overwhelmed or rigid. You are flowing with it. You are adjusting. You are finding ways to manage everything without losing yourself in the process. This person who underestimated you is probably also shocked by how well you are handling your success. Because sometimes people expect that even if someone achieves their goals, they will struggle with the pressure or the responsibility or the changes that come with it. But you are not struggling. The Two of Pentacles shows me that you are actually thriving in this new dynamic phase of your life. You have developed skills and resilience that allow you to adapt quickly. You are not rigid or stuck in old ways of thinking. When something changes, you assess it and you adjust your approach and you keep moving forward. I am also getting that you might be managing multiple projects or areas of your life that are all growing at the same time. Maybe your career is taking off while you are also developing a side project. Or your personal life is flourishing while your professional life is expanding. The Two of Pentacles says you are finding ways to give attention to everything that matters without dropping any balls. You have learned how to prioritize, how to be efficient with your time, and how to stay present wherever you are. This is a really advanced skill that a lot of people never develop, and the person watching you is recognizing that you have a level of capability they never gave you credit for. So Libra, let me bring all of this together for you because I think the overall message here is so powerful and I want to make sure you really take it in. Someone who seriously underestimated you is now watching your life transform in ways that are leaving them genuinely shocked. They had you figured wrong. They thought they knew what you were capable of, and they put a ceiling on your potential that had nothing to do with your actual abilities and everything to do with their limited perception. But while they were busy underestimating you, you were becoming the Emperor. You were developing discipline, authority, and real power over your own life. You were embodying the Knight of Pentacles by showing up consistently and building something solid that was not dependent on anyone else believing in you. You learned the lessons of temperance about balance and integration and patience. You elevated your relationships through the Two of Cups by raising your standards and coming into harmony with yourself. You honored your need for rest and strategic thinking with the Four of Swords. And now you are gracefully managing this dynamic phase of rapid growth with the adaptability of the Two of Pentacles. Your destiny is shifting faster than anyone expected because you put in work that nobody saw. You made changes internally that are now manifesting externally. You became someone different, someone stronger and more aligned and more capable. And the beautiful thing is that you did not do this to prove anything to anyone. You did this for yourself. But now the proof is undeniable, and the people who doubted you are having to reckon with the fact that they were wrong about you. I want to remind you that you do not owe anyone an explanation for your growth. You do not need to rub your success in anyone's face or make sure they know how wrong they were about you. The Emperor knows that real power does not need to announce itself. Just keep doing what you are doing. Keep building, keep balancing, keep adapting, keep honoring yourself and your journey. The shock other people feel is their experience to process, not your responsibility to manage. Trust that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. Your timing is divine. Your growth is real. Your success is deserved. And this is just the beginning, Libra, because if this is how fast things are shifting now, imagine where you will be in another few months or a year from now when you continue applying everything you have learned. Thank you so much for letting me read for you today. I would love to know if this resonates with your current situation. Drop a comment and let me know what stood out to you the most. And if you are experiencing this kind of rapid shift in your life right now, I am sending you so much support and celebration because you have earned this moment.